Kalimera. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Core Innovation, for this opportunity to be here today and to analyze the key challenges facing Greek industry in a landscape shaped by rapid technological progress, global uncertainty, shifting regulatory requirements, and the dual transition towards a greener and more digital economy. Recognizing and understanding these factors and challenges is essential not only to respond effectively to current pressures, but to build a more competitive and innovative industrial sector for the years ahead. So in my presentation, I will walk through 5 key drivers affecting productivity and competitiveness, and these are the low pace of digital transformation, insufficient R&D and innovation capacity, low levels of investment, skill shortages, and the need to build resilience in physical risks, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and improve energy efficiency. Let me start with digital transformation. Greece still falls behind the EU's Digital Decade 2030 targets, with SMEs achieving only 59% of the target versus 81% across the EU. This gap is critical as the SMEs form the backbone of the Greek economy, and if if their digital transition continues at this pace, also Greece's overall competitiveness will remain constrained. At the same time, adoption of advanced technologies like AI, cloud, or data analytics remains low, with AI adoption reaching only 13% of the target, posing a significant challenge for future competitiveness. And as you can see, low AI adoption is not just a national issue, but a European challenge as well. To put these numbers into context, only 10%, 9.8% of Greek companies currently use AI versus 13.5% in the EU. Although it's worth noting that the adoption has increased from 4% last year. When it comes to Gen AI, the gap widens. Adoption in Greece stands at only 19%, while the EU average reaches 37%. A similar trend appears when we look at data analytics. Currently, 25% of Greek companies use data analysis tools compared to the EU average of 33%. At the first glance, this seems to be quite good. Yet the picture becomes more challenging when we examine how data is used in practice. And Greece ranks 22nd in the EU in leveraging big data and advanced analytics to support decision-making. This highlights a critical gap. Although companies invest in data analysis tools, they still don't fully use them to guide strategic decisions. According to a recent research of SEV, 3 main factors are holding Greek companies back from adopting advanced digital technologies and mainly AI. Uncertainty about the tangible value of and measurable outcomes of digital investments, as well as concerns around data government, security, compliance, and the rising risk of cyber attacks. Shortage of digital skills needed to drive and sustain the digital transformation journey, and limited access to finance. Greece is ranking 16th in the EU for technology development financing. At SEV, we are actively working to bridge this gap. We recently organized one of the most successful AI-focused conferences in Greece, featuring 15 live demos of AI applications across the entire industrial value chain, clearly demonstrating how AI can significantly improve productivity and operational efficiency in real business environments. In addition, we launched intelligent enterprise workshops, providing in-depth view of how AI can be applied to specific business functions, again with live demos and real use cases. And we complement these events with comprehensive guidebooks for our members on topics like AI tools and AI change management program or complying with NIS2 regulation. Furthermore, our annual reports about digital and technological maturity of Greece provide actionable recommendations to accelerate the country's digital transition. Moving on the second key driver, which is R&D and innovation, Greece is currently classified as moderate innovator in the European Innovation Scoreboard, achieving approximately 76% of the EU performance average. The encouraging news is that our performance has improved 15.3% since 2018. Surpassing the EU average, and this momentum reflects the growth of our innovation ecosystem, which of course has significant ground to cover. Similarly, business R&D expenditure remains low at just 0.74% of GDP, significantly below the EU average of 1.51%. However, it's important to highlight that once again, Greece has shown clear improvement since 2017, narrowing the gap with the EU. Now, turning to our startup ecosystem, this is clearly growing. Around 3,000 startups have been established with a total valuation in 2024 estimated between 8 and 12 billion euros. Greece has also seen some impressive exits exceeding 50 million euro. However, venture capital remains essential for creating and scaling more startups. And despite progress, availability in Greece is still limited, placing the country at the 20th place among EU member states. The main challenges are, of course, low R&D funding and limited private sector involvement, weak strategic focus on industry-relevant scientific fields, limited collaboration between researchers, startups, and established companies, slow commercialization, limiting the spin-off creation, and insufficient risk-taking venture capital for scaling deep tech companies. At SEV, we propose a set of policy measures to further strengthen R&D in Greece. First, to prioritize scientific fields that hold strategic importance for the Greek economy, such as agro-food or biotechnology, AI, security, energy. Second, align research priorities with industrial strategy to enhance the global competitiveness of Greek industry. Third, ensure long-term and stable funding frameworks to support product development and knowledge creation. And fourth, accelerate the pathway from research to market by linking funding to progress in TRL, in technology readiness level, and the development of commercial viable products. products. To address this gap, we designed also a very successful initiative, the Business Days we call it, to bring businesses and innovators closer together. At this initiative, we identify industry-specific needs, match them with relevant technological solutions, and connect innovators directly with the businesses. And the results are really impressive, with more than 30 contracts at the last two years achieved. Let us now turn to investments and access to finance. Investment decisions frequently provide clear insight on companies' confidence and long-term strategic direction. This slide, in my view, highlights the most significant misconception among Greek companies. While overall investments remain well below the EU average, nearly 20% of Greek companies, you see 19%, the biggest in the EU, believe they have already invested too much. This reflects misunderstanding of how how much investments are needed today to stay competitiveness and to adapt digital technologies and drive growth. Investment strategies among Greek companies remain mostly inefficient, with capital still directed towards asset replacement and maintenance, rather than growth-oriented initiatives or innovation-driven initiatives. Advanced technologies such as AI or IoT, which require also deeper business transformation, remain underutilized. Now, many companies struggle due to short-term focus, lack of awareness, lack of skilled staff, weak data practices, limited capital, and high uncertainty, and all these factors collectively hinder growth, innovation, and risk-taking. At SEV, we actively support SMEs by partnering with funding institutions to facilitate access to finance, advocating for better funding opportunities, and running awareness sessions, as previously mentioned, to show how advanced digital technologies can improve operations, increase productivity, and drive overall business growth. And I believe also this core business days has the same target. So, fifth key driver, skills. Skill shortages remain a critical challenge. In 2023, nearly 60% of Greek companies reported hard-to-fill ICT positions, which is very close to the EU average of 57.5%. Greece has currently achieved only 25% of the digital decade target, which is far from reaching the goal of 119,000 ICT specialists by 2030. Looking at ICT specialists, they account only 2.5% of total employment, placing Greece the 27th in the EU, and this shortage, of course, significantly limits the country's ability to adapt advanced technologies and to innovate, and of course to develop also more the ICT sector. Underlying causes include limited upskilling opportunities for STEM graduates, also low ICT graduation rates, significant brain drain, misalignment of education with labor market needs, and weak in-house training culture. For skills upgrading, we are implementing two very successful programs. AI for All, we are running it with Google and equipping the entire workforce with digital skills. And Gen AI bootcamps with ALBA enable participants to develop Gen AI use cases across their company's value chain. Additionally, in collaboration with Workable, we have developed the IG at Work platform, which posts all high-skilled open positions from self-member companies, connecting talent with opportunities. And last but not least, climate change and green transition. 63% of Greek companies report that climate change is already affecting their operations. And notably, Greece has one of the highest shares of firms taking adaptation measures. Look, we are second after Lithuania. 71% of companies are implementing strategies and solutions to reduce exposure to physical risks, and they are also increasingly using insurance products to offset climate-related threats. However, when we look to the transition to net zero economy, the picture becomes more mixed. While 84% of companies take measures to reduce emissions, but only 33% set and monitor specific targets, and only 38% of firms invest in energy efficiency, compared with 51% in the EU. The main barriers include limited capital, of course, difficult to access funding, shortages in green skills, but most critically, low awareness of digital tools that could significantly reduce environmental impact with relatively small investments. And this is exactly where we step in to help close this gap. Digital solutions can help reduce greenhouse gas emissions, energy and water consumption, low raw material use, and production waste. Thus, that's why we developed these two practical guides for businesses to highlight the benefits companies can take by leveraging digital tools to improve environmental performance and cut energy consumption. Closing, I want to emphasize that Greek industry has shown resilience, adaptability, and a strong global outlook the last 10 years after the crisis. Now, it's time to take a bold leap forward, investing in cutting-edge technologies to enhance competitiveness in a rapidly changing world. Thank you very much for the attention.
Thank you, Maggie, for this really insightful information. So I have to say that Greece has a lot of opportunities. Let's see it positively. Yes, please. Wait for the microphone.
First of all, thank you for this very insightful presentation. Lots of very interesting data for me. But I've got just one question. You didn't mention about developing your own AI models. I understand that it's a big factor which increases productivity when people start to use more and more AI models. But if these models are not controlled at a Greek or EU level, then what happens if one day someone pulls the plug? Isn't it also a direction to consider? Thank you.
Of course, it's really very, of course, but what I presented is, I mean, the needs of Greek industry that is not developing models by themselves. So maybe, yes, this fits more for ICT sector that is completely that has other challenges also.
I have one question for you.
Yeah.
Suppose that you have a magic wand and you could select only one. Which one would you choose to remedy right now from all these 5 factors?
The challenge, of course, digital transformation. Okay. But to have it done in the best way, you need skills. You need
okay.
You need R&D. You need
so the tip of the iceberg, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.